So I want to welcome everybody today to our mscrm-addons.com webinar. My name's Clint Higley, and today we're going to be covering pushing productivity boundaries of Microsoft Dynamics 365. And basically, what does that mean? Well, today what we're going to be covering is basically two of our tools that can help you with productivity in your Dynamics 365 or your CRM environment. Those two tools are the SmartBar and our ActivityTools as well. So two great tools. A couple of things to point out before we get started. Again, these webinars are always recorded. Once they're done, we will provide you with a link to where you can actually download these slides and kind of watch this again. I do go over some configuration details and things of that nature in these, so it's handy to kind of have that and kind of look back on it. Also, if I could direct your attention to the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see a chat tab. In that chat tab during the webinar, feel free to ask any questions or anything like that that you may have. I have some team members actually in the chat who will be answering those questions kind of on the fly. So feel free to ask your questions then. Also, at the end of the webinar, we do have a brief question and answer session, time permitting, and we'll go into that. So without further ado, let's kind of get started and get into it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about here is our SmartBar. And basically the SmartBar is it's kind of a navigation tool, and it allows you to customize it, and it basically is done to, you can fit your personal Dynamics 365 requirements. And what do I mean by that? Well, the first piece of it, of course, is to be able to navigate around CRM. You can add navigational buttons to different forms and dashboards. It's basically the SmartBar will persist. It's got some persistence where you can do like a simple back and forth between things, like if I'm on the account form and I want to look at the opportunities related to that particular account. I can click on that, and the SmartBar then persists, and I can just go back and forth really quickly between things. Just use a simple navigation. Don't have to use the drop-down menus. It also gives you direct links to related records, and what I mean by that is like to your different views of, say, like for example, again, I already touched on that, your opportunities or your quotes or things like that that are out there, just kind of whatever you want. And then one new feature that we're going to kind of cover today is you're going to be able to add buttons for certain system views, or basically for all your system views. Like say, for example, if I have a button on there that shows my opportunities, and it shows an opportunity count, that really doesn't tell anything. What I want to do is I actually want to drill down. I want to just see my open opportunities. So you're able to actually configure that button to where it's just actually going to show you, if you click on it, take you to your open opportunities grid view. So really simple. Excuse me. The next thing is the quick view and count. So basically what that means, I kind of touched on a little bit before. Basically what that's going to do for you, it's going to count and display the numbers of related records. So you're going to be able to quickly see how many activities I have associated with this account, how many opportunities, whatever your heart's desired on this button. You're just going to be able to quickly view it and see kind of what's going on with it. Another new feature of it that we're going to kind of highlight today is kind of coloring. So you can basically color code the buttons based on account. So like for example, if my number of opportunities goes above 5 opportunities, I want that button to turn from the color that it is to red, to kind of highlight that, to kind of draw my users' attention to that so that they know that, hey, maybe I need to work these opportunities or cases or what have you. Another new feature of it is to be able to hide buttons if no records exist. So, if I have no invoices related to an account or no cases related to a contact, I don't want to see that button. If there are none, I can make that kind of disappear. The next thing is it's fully customizable. You can basically add the you can adopt the SmartBar to fit your needs. So this can be done on an individual user basis. You can actually, for all your users, you can embed it into any Dynamics form or dashboard and then you can add, delete, rearrange the button order, kind of whatever you want to do to suit your needs. There's a couple of different styles that we have here where you're also able to switch between either our standard view or the Metro style, just however you want it. You can also add more than one SmartBar to a form, so you can do a combination of these different styles. And I'll show all this in the demonstration in just a moment. The next tool that I want to cover is ActivityTools. And with activities are a really important thing inside of Dynamics 365. That's really where kind of everything's happening. That's where all your emails, your telephone calls, etc., and everything like that live. And you want to be able to see those and go through those quickly and easily. So the ActivityTools is basically advanced activity handling, and it also gives you kind of an Outlook look and feel. You're going to hear me say that a lot. Basically, so for activity handling, basically what it does is it gives you a 360-degree view on all related activities. And basically what that means is, let's say for example, I have an account. I'm going to see all activities related to that particular account. Whether that be, say for example, an email between a contact and myself, because that contact is related to that account, I'm actually going to see all that in there. I'm going to see all the invoices, all the orders, all the opportunities and things of that nature. I'm going to see all that at one quick glance. So, that's what we say, a 360-degree view. You're going to be able to see everything related to that and even some unrelated things in that particular view. It gives you the Outlook look and feel with a list, basically your list and preview pane. This is going to make a lot more sense once I show it to you in the demo here. Another thing that it does here is it does a load on demand to ensure performance. So if I have an account with a lot of activities and everything like that, it only loads the activities basically that I'm looking at as I scroll down. It continues to load those activities up to kind of increase performance. Another thing is it also has advanced search and filter capabilities. You're able to actually do some, a high-level search and kind of a deeper search as well. You're able to drill down on exactly what activities you want to see. The next piece of it is, visualization and productivity. Again, Outlook like preview. I told you I was going to say that a bunch of times. It gives you the ability to quickly read activities, and basically, that's going to allow you to basically avoiding loading each record. What we mean by that is, I know you're used to that, like in the social pane, it has your list of activities. Let's say you're looking for a specific one. It gives you just like a small preview. You really have to open it up to take a look at it, to view it. That may not be the one. You got to close that window down, go to the next one, open that up. This helps you avoid loading each record. It makes it easy to find and access attachments. And it also minimizes the number of open windows, keeps everything nice and tight, which I like. Lastly, to be able to customize it, it works with any Dynamics form. So that can be either standard or custom entities as well. So you can embed that on any form. It has a fully customizable layout for previews. This basically means that you can create your own look for different things, like say if you want to add more information to the, like when I'm viewing an opportunity, you can actually do that. You can go in, you can add information to that as well. So it's got a kind of a layout editor. It gives support also for standard and custom activities. So if it gives the standard ones, telephone call, email, things like that, or any custom activity that you got, you can do that in there as well. So really handy. So today, what I'm going to cover in the demonstration, the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to take a look at some of those ActivityTools key features that I just went over. Then we're going to talk about some of the SmartBar key features here. And lastly, we're going to show you how to configure the new SmartBar features. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip on over here to my demo system here. This is Dynamics 365. It's online. And what I've got here is just basically just a contact. and you can see here this is our activity tools. I've got it embedded actually in on the form. And this is what I mean here by the Outlook look and feel. You know, it looks like Outlook. I have my list of all my activities down here on the side. I have my preview window here. And the nice part is I can quickly go through and view all these. Just quickly go through and, you know, and get through them. I don't have to open them up in separate windows, things of that nature. You know, as you can see here, I've got all my activities on here. But let's say, for example, that I just want to focus in on emails here. I can come up here and actually select what I want to see. I can select multiple things here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I just want to see emails here. So now it's basically showing me all the emails associated here with this particular contact. And let's say I want to drill down. I want to actually search here. Search for, this is our quick search. The quick search here searches right up here in the headers of the particular activities here. Let's see, I want to find all emails that have a PDF. So there we go. I've drilled that down there. Again, that's just a quick search there. If I can do the actual content search, a little bit deeper search here. Let's say here, it's going to take a little bit. Here, I should change it up. But let's say here that I want to search all emails that contain my name. Okay, so I'll go ahead and add that in, enter it. It takes a little bit because, you know, naturally you have to go through everything. So there we go. We've got all these emails here basically that you can see here. It's highlighted. My search term is actually highlighted in the particular email here. And again, it's done for every single email here. Every single email that I'm searching through. So you can see with those couple of things, you can actually view all your activities really quickly. You can drill down to exactly what activity you're focused on and want to see. And then you can do the high-level search and the deeper content search as well. Again, another thing that I didn't touch on, but you can actually specify date range. If you know, hey, I know I need to look up this email. I sent it between this date and this date. You can actually set that up to look at that date range. So really handy little piece there. Again, creating a new activity is simple, straight from the menu. I can create all these. This is just standard. And then as well, custom activities as well, handles all that. There's a nice email. You know, I can reply to all these emails. I can do everything from inside of CRM. So again, it's very similar to Outlook, very similar to Outlook. One of the things that I do want to kind of highlight here is that we do have an additional plugin that we actually can leverage here, and this is free to all ActivityTools users and to actually attachment extractor users as well. It's kind of our advanced email, our email tools. You can find that if you do a search on our blog for email tools, you'll find it. But here it basically adds. You can see here I've kind of kept this in here just for just kept it up here just for showing purposes. But the way that you would add attachments before, you'd have to like click here and say I want to add an attachment, etc., etc. With our little email tools here, I can actually just I can grab a file here. I've got a text file that I want to add as an attachment to here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Oh, I know what I did. Sorry, it actually opened up the actual. So here we go. Boom. Oh, why are you doing this to me? It's actually opening up the text file here inside of here. So hang on a second. No, don't move. Hello. I'll try this. Oh, hang on one second here. Maybe it's because I've picked a. Let me just do it with a. Create a new email here where I've got it. Let me save that to bring up my tools here, and then drag it and drop it right into there. We go. Yeah. So you can see that I could drag and drop that straight into there. It drops right into there and adds it to my attachments here. So a really nice little handy feature to kind of help you quickly move attachments in and out of CRM. You can just go ahead and delete the attachments if you'd like, etc. So there we go. A little bit of a snafu there, but fun. Next thing, I do want to show you that also you can actually use that tool to embed this kind of a quick notes piece here. So you can embed this on any form. This is on my account form here. Let me go over and kind of show you my notes here. And again, you better do it. I can drag it and drop it into there. It works perfectly. Yay. So let me just cruise back to my activities and reload my notes. You can see it's right in there in my annotations here. So you can just quickly add files right into here. No need to open this up and attach and go through the whole thing. Just quickly and easily add these things. Another nice thing about it is to access them. You can click, and then it automatically downloads it. It doesn't ask you, if you want to open it up, etc. You can go ahead and automatically open that thing up. So real quick and easy. So those are a couple of the main features for ActivityTools where it's going to help you be more productive, do things a lot faster, get things done, search for things, search for activities and things like that a lot quicker. So the next thing that I want to move on to is our SmartBar. And as you can see up here, I've got the SmartBar embedded here on this particular form. This is kind of like the vanilla, how it kind of comes out. I've attached it here to the form, and I can quickly see here that I have 19 activities, 4 contacts, etc. I can move my buttons around and order them however I want to. I can actually click on the contacts. It takes me right to that particular view there, the contact view. Let me go back. But one of the things about this is let's say for example, let's take cases. I have 9 cases here. I don't know what the status of these cases are. I don't know if they're cases, if these are all 9 cases that are closed. This is just the total amount of cases that are related to this. So, with one of the new features here to the SmartBar, as I was talking before for color coding and using like the different views, if I switch over here, I've got another account form here where I've kind of set this up. And it's going to load and do its thing. And let me flip over. I've actually got another account open here where you can actually see it here. So I'm gonna open that up. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna actually reload this page. So, but as you can see here, this is a little bit easier to understand. I can actually kind of take a look at this for this company, Alpine Ski House. I know that they have 5 contacts. I can see they have open opportunities. I know that they have a total of 2 open opportunities. They've got open cases, etc. Now these buttons are color-coded. Now let me flip back and see if this actually, let me just try this one more time. Well, there we go. So it loads up. You can see here a little bit of a difference here. Now let me kind of bring this out so you can actually see the 2 here side by side. So you can see here, the SmartBar now kind of reacts. It's kind of like it's more dynamic. It reacts in different ways. You can see here. Here I've got 1 open case. The button's colored yellow. Here I have 9 open cases. It's red. It probably does need my attention. Kind of need to kind of work on the cases here for this one particular account. But you can see how it flips, kind of back and forth here. So open opportunities, I have 4. Here I have 2. This button's colored green now. Let me just kind of move this back together here and open this up a little bigger now. The thing is, how did I do that? How do you get that done? Well, it's pretty simple to do. You can see here I've got there's another nice little example here. Pretty easy to do here. Basically what I need to do here to kind of do this color coding and everything like that and to change these buttons is I need to go into my setup. Once I'm in my setup, I can take a look at a few different things. And here we go. So let's take a look at open opportunities. Okay. So as you can see here, I have the different. I'm using the different views. I'm actually using open cases, open opportunities, etc. And this is kind of how you do that. Let me just go ahead and open this up. Here is how you actually configure these buttons. I have the ability here to give this a title. I want this to be Open Opportunities here. And here I have the ability to define my view. So I can actually pick from my different system views and put that in there. These are all, naturally, these are system views. They can't be, like personal views or ones that you created, but they do have to be system views. So if there's a particular view that you want, you kind of have to create it as a system view. So pretty simple to do that. So here I'll pick my open opportunities. So that's I'm defining the view that I want. That's just for the data that's relative to me. The button here, hide on 0, really easy to configure. It's enabled or disabled. So you can have the choice whether you want to have actually the button shown or not shown. Now, every set of buttons has a background color, just a standard default background color, which you can select here. And then you can actually kind of set these up. As you can see, you can actually add different values here. So let's see, anything that if the count of open opportunities is less than 3, I want it to be this color green. Less than 5, yellow. Less than 9, I want it to be red. Let's say I want to add another value here. You can see here they're kind of in order, so you have to start with the least first and go to the greatest. So let's say if it gets up to less than 15, I want it to be, you can grab from the color picker here, whatever, and grab this nice purple here, stick it in there, and that's pretty much it. So if I ever get an opportunity, an account with the number of open opportunities that is less than 15, but greater than 8, it's going to actually show then the button is purple. So a really nice handy feature. Last but not least is your button width. Standard button width is 90. I recommend personally, bumping these up by, at least 30 every time. So, as I did here, 120, next would be 150. Kind of keeps them in order, but, again, it's totally customizable, so you can kind of do what you want. Once I'm done with that, I can update it, so really handy, easy to do. One other thing that I want to mention real quick while I'm here, and I didn't mention it before, is the ability, and I'm not going to go too in-depth into it because I've actually done a webinar on this before, but I kind of just want to highlight it again. Just the ability to add some custom buttons. So we have 4 different types of custom buttons here that you can add. You can add a link. That link can be to like an outside web page, such as whatever, your home page or what have you. Your entity sitemap. So like if I want to go to the processes, go to processes, or go to like for it's basically like administrative buttons or different buttons to like say like to go to like all cases or what have you. I can set that up here. Scroll to selection. This is one of those things that if you have forms that have a lot of information, things like that on there, you can actually use one of these, and then it'll scroll to that section on your form. So it's a nice feature if you want to like move around your form really quickly, or somebody uses part of your form that's really deep on the form, and you just want to click it and go to it. And then the last is JavaScript functionality. So you can actually add JavaScript functionality behind these buttons and trigger that with a button click. So really cool little feature there. So let me just kind of cancel this out. There we go. And it's going to reload here my SmartBar. One thing that I wanted to show here is, you got, say, your different views, etc. They again all lead to like your different views. So this, I can see here my open opportunities. Let me flip back here. This is like, for example, like this shows me my immediate opportunities, the opportunities that are gonna, that are trying to close immediately. This is something I really need to kind of pay attention to. And you can see on these other ones, as they have no immediate opportunities, the button is gone. And that's a good example of showing how we can make buttons appear and disappear. So as you can see, with the color coding and things of that nature, it really kind of, and actually counting things that kind of matter, the data that matters, it actually focuses your users in to actually, to react, when certain things happen. So like if this is my account, It is my account. I know that I have an immediate op that I really need to take care of, that I really need to focus my attention on. The cases are okay. You know, it's kind of in yellow. It's not green where I want it to be, but it's not red. So, you know, so it kind of helps your users along. So this is basically the what we call the Metro style. Want to highlight a little bit and kind of show you the what we call the standard style. And that's basically, this is your standard style. Now, the button that I've clicked here, the SmartBar dialog, basically this dialog is available to you across any entity inside of CRM. You'll see it up there in your command bar. You can click it. You get this lovely floating bar, you know, that you can kind of move around and place where you want. And it gives you, you know, all your related things related to, say, like for your account or your contact. Sometimes you're going to open it up and you're just going to see this the entity search. But again, you know, it's a really handy little feature. You know, if you need to navigate around your system really quickly, it's always there. But again, this is the standard style. You know, it's a little bit different. You can see we still do the counts here on every single one of these. You can actually configure these buttons as well to show the correct views. One of the nice things about these is that it has a drop-down. So I know that there's two contacts. You know, instead of here, I can go to the contacts. Oh, this is I can go say, let's look at our opportunities. You know, I can click around here. This bar persists and stays right up there at the top, so I can actually move around and click around really quick. But one of the other nice features is I can actually use this drop-down here and then pick and choose from my list. So I have a list of my contacts here, my two contacts. Say I know I want to look at Ryan's stuff. I click it, opens that information up right in a new window for me. So I have that. Makes things really easy. So another thing that we've added to this to kind of extend this, everything's just kind of like, you can see here, it's just kind of listed out. But one of the other features that we've added to this, so we can actually add sort of like a pseudo grid, so like a mini grid here, where I can actually add things to this. So I can actually see from my cases, I can see when the case was created and what the case title is. I can tell, you know, if there's cases that have like kind of, you know, fallen away that I need to kind of take care of first. Again, for my opportunities, I can look here. I have here the last contact. This is all sorted. You can actually sort with this as well. This is sorted by date. But I have my last contact, the topic of this, and the purchase time frame. So whatever information is important to you, you can get that up there. One thing of note is that, you know, topic and purchase time frame are actually standard CRM fields that are actually in there. Last contact for us is a custom field that we put in there. So you can actually add a combo of your custom fields will work here too. So you can have your custom fields alongside of the fields that are standard inside of CRM. Again, last to show, like for example, the invoices here. I've got, you know, just the invoice ID and the name. But it would probably be cool, like if we had like the amount there, so I can actually see the amount. So let's just go ahead and kind of show you how that's done. So it's real simple to do. Just going to go into the settings here again, and we're going to work with that invoice button. It's a little bit more technical, a little bit more advanced, but it's pretty standard and it's pretty straightforward, I think. Once you kind of see it and how it's done. So I'll click my invoices. And you're going to see pretty much everything is standard, sort of similar to you know, the Metro style. You know, we just don't have the colors or anything like that. You know, we've got the logical name, the title. You know, I can do a specific view if I want to. Disable on 0. And then here you see I've got my drop-down XML. So this is, and it's not styled really nicely or anything like that. Kind of hard to read, but one thing is if you're working with this, there's this lovely little question mark right here. Kind of hard to see. It's a little bit grayed out, but if you click on it, it's actually going to take you to a blog article that's going to cover how to do this. Okay? So it makes it real simple how to do, you know, the standard formatting, the sorting, etc. Show you how to do it. And walk you kind of through it. I'm just going to basically show you how to add one of these. So let me bring back that this. And so basically, I'll just copy this out, and And again, when I first did this, I copied this straight from the blog article to start messing around with it. And I'm going to open it up in my favorite editor, which is Notepad++, and paste that in there. And so you can see here, so basically it's defined here. You start off with your drop down, you give it a width. Basically for here, we're letting these different defining widths in here. So whatever the width is here, that's basically what the width of the drop down is going to be. Here we have our section which contains our fields. So you can see from my drop down, my first field was my invoice ID. Second field was the name of the actual invoice itself. So to actually add these, you just add this particular tag right here. You give it the F to define it as a field. The name here is actually the schema name for this, and those you can look up in the form editor. If you're not sure what the name is, you can look that up in your form editor. Just look at the properties and the details of that field, and it'll tell you the name itself, and then the schema name, and then give it a width. Here on your headers, you define what the name of the header is going to be. Here I've just taken invoice ID. Okay. Next is the name of the invoice. You can see here that schema name, whatever the thing is, name. And here you can see this actually probably makes 0 sense because they're spelled the same. But you can see here that basically you can actually define different languages, and for us that kind of matters because half of the crew is in Austria, and then then we have us over here. We're using different languages there inside of CRM. So you can actually define here for German, which is pronounced Nama. You can put that in there, and then for English. So based on whatever your preferences are in CRM, it's actually going to show you the correct title. Again, I said it makes no sense because name equals name, sort of. Well, let's say, like for example here, what I wanted to do was I wanted to add another field with the total amount of the invoice. Now, I'm going to cheat a little bit because I have this actually saved in my clipboard. Oops, no, I didn't. I saved it in my clipboard manager. I know that. Hang on one second. There we go. So you can see here, I'll just kind of separate it out for you. It's really easy. I know for that the name for the total amount field, the schema name for that is total amount. I give it a width. I'm pretty sure this is okay for German. And then I just add that right in there. So it's going to add that extra column in there. So all I do once I'm done with that is I'll just copy the whole thing out. Control C, come back in, paste that into there so it's got my new piece in there, say update, and then save my configuration. And saving, while I'm doing that, I'm going to close this window, and I will close this window. And let me make sure that okay, great, saved. So when I come over here now to my invoices, and I hit the drop down, you can see I have a total amount. So I can actually customize this with as much information in there as I want. It's really handy because you can actually turn this into a grid view. It's just like my grid, sort of like my grid view. But you can actually turn that into to look at your grid views and add as much info as you want. Actually, who's owning the invoice, etc., who I need to follow up with, and things of that nature. So that's pretty much it. That kind of brings us to the end of the demonstration. And I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and wrap this up here. Let me come back to my PowerPoint. I want to thank you guys all for joining. As you can see here, you've got our support and contact information here. You find us on the web at www.mscrm-addons.com. Our help center is available to you. We have live chat and support email. It's just basically the easiest way to do that is go to our website, hit that support button. It'll take you right to anything you need to know. Again, we got a pretty great blog. It covers a lot of these things, shows you one of the blog articles that we got. It kind of shows you things that we just kind of put on there. walk you through things. You know, if you have any questions or you want to see how something's done, it goes a little bit more in depth in there. Easiest way to get to that is on support. Just hover over it. It'll give you the drop-down menu. Just go to blogs right there. Contact information is here below. One thing to note, if you have any questions, any sales-related questions such as pricing, things like that, you can go ahead and you can write for North America, it's US sales at mscrm-addons.com. For everywhere else in the world, you want to write sales at mscrm-addons.com. And for any technical questions or anything like that, you know, like if you think about a question 30 minutes from now that you may have about it, you can write support at mscrm-addons.com. We'll be more than happy to answer that for you. So I want to go ahead and bring in, start some questions here. So hang on, let me stop this.